It's described in the Mahabharata that Duryodhana was materially pretty upmarket. He had silken robes, he had a lot of wealth, he had palaces, he had personal servants. In fact, it is described that he had servants who would coordinate with the cooks just so that food doesn't get repeated again and again. Now for us, how many times have we eaten the same dish? Pizza. All over again, to such an extent that we get bored with pizzas. But for Duryodhana, it was such that if he ate a dish, he would never eat it again. He had so much variety in clothing, in eating, so much wealth. So much wealth. Position as a king, people to bow down in front of him with so much respect. He had palaces. Everything that we aspire for, Duryodhana had it. What are the things that we aspire for? We aspire for money. We aspire for cars. So he didn't have cars, but he had horses, he had elephants. He had everything. He had armies to safeguard. We're talking about support systems and alarms, just in case if there's, let's say, a thief who enters our house, there must be an alarm system to help us know that there's someone getting into our house. But he had an army protecting him, so he didn't have to worry. He had everything correct, but there was something wrong with him. He's always shown in the pages of Mahabharata as someone who was a bad character. Think about it. He had everything that we're looking for, but he's considered to be a bad character. Same story in the Ramayana. We have this 10-headed person by the name Ram, correct? Yeah, everyone's attentive, thank you. A 10-headed person by the name Ravan. And what was the thing that Ravan lacked? He didn't lack anything. He had houses, which means palaces. He had 10 heads, unfortunately no brains. He had weapons, he had mystic powers. He could become anything. If Ravana came here, he would be the best entertainer. He could take any form, he could speak any language. He was multi-talented with so many perfections, so many arts. He knew magic. He knew everything. He was just perfect. He had stolen. He had the airplane Pushpak of Kubera. He had everything with him. Thinking about nowadays people having private jets, it started from Ravana. Along with the helipad landing. He had palaces, he had wealth, he had wives. He had people who would bow down to him and they would kill themselves on one order of Ravana. But again, Ravana, just like Duryodhana in the Mahabharata, Ravana in the Ramayana is considered to be a bad character. Because both of them share something very common, which I want you to think about and keep in the back of your head. I'm not going to prompt it. Think about it. By then I'll take you to the next piece of the puzzle. Think about this that I'm asking you to think, okay? Next piece of the puzzle. Coming back to the Mahabharata. You had a person by the name Yudhishthira who didn't have anything. He lived in the forest. He didn't have anything to eat. He had no roof over his head. No clothes to wear. No one around him. And for a king to not be ruling is dishonor. And to be hiding in the forest is miserable. And in the 13th year, to live incognito, Arjuna was living like a eunuch. Bhima was taking the best position possible. He became a cook. Bhima loved to eat, so he became a cook. He would cook and he would eat. So therefore, he also teaches us job satisfaction. Pick up a job where the responsibilities meet your skill set. Yudhishthira Maharaj had nothing. No homes, no money, no people around him, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And on the other hand, he was suffering. His wife being disrobed. His children being killed. Think about Yudhishthira Maharaj losing the gambling match. Think about the Pandavas being poisoned. Think about the Pandavas being attacked with deadly weapons. Think about Bhima being thrown into water. Think about their homes set on fire. Amidst all this, Yudhishthira doesn't have anything, while Duryodhana has everything, right? We're putting a contrast here. The things that we aspire for, 25 years of academic education. Then after that, a one-page resume. 25 years of education brings in one piece of paper. That's it. That's what we are worth. And then we go from place to place begging for a job. The professional begging place is LinkedIn, of course. But you go door to door, give me something, give me something. And then you work. To get what? Get the things that Duryodhana had. Think about it. We want a good house, we want a big house. We want good clothes. We want good food. We want good cars. We want people to respect us. And we want to be like the king, Duryodhana. No one wants to be like Yudhishthira, having nothing. But still, Yudhishthira is considered to be a good person. A parallel of Yudhishthira in the Ramayana is Dasharath Maharaj. The word Dasharath is very interesting. But as I go there, I want to ask you the question. Did you think about what I wanted you to think about? Something there in the back of your head? We are chasing something that Duryodhana has. But still he is considered to be a bad person. If I ask in this assembly, how many of us want to be like Duryodhana? No one wants to be. We all want to be Yudhishthira. Correct? We want to be good people. But interestingly, Yudhishthira did have what we are looking for. Duryodhana was the one who had it all. Ravana is the one who had it all. What made them bad? Why are they termed as evils, demons in the whole text? Please tell me.
Pride and greed.
Very nice. It is something that is very instructive for all of us. Both Duryodhana and Ravana had won the world outside, but they failed to win the world within. Think about it. Duryodhana was so envious, he was so angry, he was so lusty, he was so greedy, always agitated in his mind, that he could never see anybody better than him. There's a joke that they oftentimes cut with respect to Duryodhana. They say one time it was very hot on a summer afternoon, and Duryodhana was sitting out under the sun, and one of the servants came and blocked an umbrella so that Duryodhana is saved from the scorching rays of the sun. And Duryodhana got angry. He said, "Take the umbrella away." The servant said, "I'm trying to protect you from the sun." Duryodhana said, "There cannot be anybody higher than me, not even the umbrella." So this was Duryodhana. He had everything outside. He had all the luxuries outside. But he was so envious with him. He was so competitive with him. He was so lusty with him. Same with Ravana. He had everything outside. But inside he had the spirit of making mistakes. But not the mistakes that can be forgivable. Mistakes because of uncontrolled mind. It is described that Ravana had so many curses from so many people. And the worst being from Ashtavakra Muni. There was a Muni by the name Ashtavakra Muni. And he had 8 bends on his body. Ashta means 8 and Vakra means bend. So not in a good way, he had a crippled body. And Ravana would make fun of him. Ravana would say, "Oh, handsome." Handsome person. So Ashtavakra Muni looked behind. Said, "Whom are you talking about?" Said, "I'm talking about you. You look beautiful with all your curves." Ashtavakra Muni got angry. Ravana said, "I have a medicine for you." Ashtavakra Muni said, "What is it?" Ravana kicked him. And Ravana said, "You're already very beautiful. My kick will make you more beautiful." Ashtavakra Muni got so angry. He said, "You are trying to make fun of me with your kick. I curse you, O Ravana. Just like you kicked me, monkeys will kick you from head to toe." So when Ramchandra sent Angad to meet Ravana, he said, "Just go and give him a message." Angad had not just went and gave a message. He kicked Ravana from head to toe, sat on his head and passed urine also. So Ramchandra asked Angad, "What did you do?" He gave him a whole report. Ramchandra said, "I told you only to give a message." Angad said, "I gave a message, I kicked and I passed urine also. Extra." Ram said, "Why did you do this?" Angad said, "I'm a monkey, I can do anything." No one takes offense. So in this way, Ravana had curses from everyone. The word Ravana means he who gets pleasure by making another person cry. Duryodhana. Yodhan means yuddha, means to fight. And Dur means something with a negative connotation. He who fights with a negative mindset. He who fights for the wrong reasons. Although Ravana and Duryodhana had externally They had luxuries, they had opulences, they had all the richness possible. But internally, because they had an uncontrolled mind, they didn't know what to do. Externally, their environment was beautiful, but internally, their environment was polluted. And guess what? You carry your internal environment wherever you go. Every situation that comes to you has to go through your consciousness, your mindset. And if that is contaminated, if that is polluted, if that is filled with negativity, doesn't matter how much money you have, you end up committing suicide. You end up killing someone. You end up getting angry and getting into fights. Imagine if you have a wound here. Everyone imagine you have a wound here and someone takes a finger and pushes it into the wound. What happens? It hurts. But imagine someone pushing the finger here, it doesn't hurt. So the problem is not with the finger, the problem is with the wound. So situations in life are like fingers, and when they agitate us, it's not the problem of the circumstance, it's the problem of the wound within. We are carrying that pollution within. And on the other hand, Yudhishthira, externally he lost everything. His external environment was bankrupt, zero. But inside, he had mastered his mind to such an extent that come what may, let the external system, the external circumstance, the external environment be completely negative. Internal environment of the mind was so pure, he was never agitated. The word Yudhishthira comes from two root words. Yudhi means on a battle, and Sthira means steady. He who was always steady even in a battlefield-like situation is Yudhishthira. How beautiful. This is the reason, although Duryodhana had everything that we are looking for, and Yudhishthira had nothing that we are looking for. We don't want to live in a forest. We don't want to be bankrupt. But still Yudhishthira is considered to be the good person, and Duryodhana is considered to be the bad person, because good or bad is not about how much wealth you collect externally, it's about how beautiful your environment within is.